Hi everyone, welcome to my fantasy roster predictions for day 7 of DTI or day 3 of the playoff or upper or main stage. So this video will be shorter, it will be similar to yesterday, and I think thankfully the picks today will be easier than yesterday. What do I mean by that? What I mean is that for the picks today, it may be easier to identify the teams that will likely win, as well as to identify players in those teams that will almost certainly score well. This is in contrast to yesterday. For yesterday, for some of the picks that I put in, such as OG picks and Fnatic picks, it came in as a surprise for how they did. For the T1 picks that I put in, it was great. Even though they didn't win the series, they still scored really high, and that was what I expected from Carl and Whitemon. However, Sumio, Riven and DJ have been performing consistently well, but for some reason, Sumio just did not do that well yesterday, especially during the first game. This resulted in much less kills, which is uncharacteristic of him, partly because the enemy started to target him. We would have to wait and see for future roster if Sumio is still the best, because enemies are targeting him a lot now. As for the Fnatic cards, I think they just had a rough day against who was the opponent? I think they just had a rough day against Team Spirit, who 2-0 them. So Team Spirit to the one who scored better, but that aside, I think the predicts today will be easier. For the cores, I will almost certainly suggest RTZ and Arme. How did I go about this? If you look at my sheet, these were the teams that have already played, and the yellow ones are the team that will play today. I think in all 4 of these series, IG Secret, LGD VP, Alliance C1, EG VG, I think they will all go probably into even a 3-game series. You could argue that some of them may not, for example the LGD series or the T1 series, but I still think that they might be closer games, and I think the winners are often, we will agree probably the winners for IG Secret is a bit harder, but for LGD VP probably LGD, Alliance T1 probably T1, EG and VG, at least from matches that I watched in the past and my own experience, I think it slightly favors EG. And then if you look at the core player cards, as of now, RTZ is still ranked RTZ is ranked highest among those playing average, followed by Arme, Nightfall, Fly, Multiple Men. If you see the color codes here, green means the better ones. If you go for yellow, it means you could still try for them, but they don't seem to be the best. Orange means that they are not doing so well, but they could be doing better. For example, Poyoyo was 11th place, but yesterday he was 5th place, and Nico Baby just isn't doing great. For mid, you can see that Emo and Carl has consistently performed really well, followed by Nisha, and then these others, Ori, Nothing to Say, Abed, GPK, you can consider them if you really want to, but they are not really the best. Lim isn't performing great. For support, Yapzo and Whitemon consistently the top. Kaka and DY are not that far off. Y and FNG are you consider them if you don't have others. Fly, I don't think you should. He's not a great point scorer. And for Safe, although he's not great, yesterday he was number 2. So things can change, we only base all these on the data and TI so far, but that isn't like 100 matches, and the players can always suddenly do better or worse. That's why the safest choices are to pick from the average, as well as which team you think will win and go longer, and generally my approach is to pick the safer choices. So as I mentioned, I think that EG and LGD will win. I also think that Secret or IG can go both ways, and T1 will win. But for the cores, the ones who are doing the best at the moment are RTZ and Arme, followed RTZ and Army. For the VP series, I don't think VP will win. For the IG and multiple movement series, I think it can go both ways. And so what I would suggest for you to choose is still RTZ and Army, followed by either any of these three, Nightfall, Fly, or multiple men. This portion here that you're looking at is a card score bonus calculator to calculate the average bonus you get from your card based on the average score. And then this is the total score you will get after you add up the average score with your average card bonus. So I'm getting significant bonuses from RTG and Army, who are already the top performers, and that's why it's a no-brainer for me to choose the two of them. Now if we look at mid bonuses, as I mentioned, Emo and Car do really well. Even though my card for Emo is performing, will give less bonus than the card for Car, I still think that I would go with Emo for now, because Emo has almost a 1 point difference from Car after the bonuses are added, and even before the bonuses it is also a 1 point difference between Emo and Car. I don't think that Emo will do badly. Some of the things that he performed well in is grabbing runes, and I think in every game, even if it may be towards a losing game, he will still grab a lot of runes. So I would just go with Emo for this, but actually Cow is okay too. Followed after Cow, as I mentioned, you can go with Nisha, if not the others here, and just base it on your own card bonuses. Now let's go to supports. For support, it's a no-brainer in a way to go with Yapzor and Whitemon, because they consistently perform above the pack on almost every single day. They are performing well, and after that you can choose Kaka or DY. Y has been starting to perform better and better, so I would say you can, after that you can choose Kaka, DY or Y. So Yapzor or Whitemon first choice, if not Kaka, DY or Y. Then if you have the time, use this card score bonus calculator. I will copy a link for you to use the calculator. It will be best to make your own copy, and then you can check what is the points you have after you get the bonuses. Mine is still highest after Yapzor Whitemon bonuses, although my DY card gives the most bonuses after that. So personally for me, because my DY and Y card give a lot of bonuses, after Yapzor and Whitemon, if I have no choice, I will probably choose DY, followed by either Y or Kaka. So if you go by the stats and the bonuses and which team you think will win, I think that these are the safest choice. All 5 of the players that I've chosen, they are at least top 3 in average score and tend to stay around there every day. So these are my choices. As I mentioned, you can refer to the link that I shared in the description and comment to look at this calculator and to look at these stats to decide, if you can't choose Army or RTZ for example, which other carry you can choose. So I hope this helps, and all the best for your fantasy roster day 7.